This is part 2 of the Denon HS5500. I showed you all the basic functions on the unit of how it breaks and everything else. I have not yet. You're able to use these units for purposes of using, like, for software. If you're going to DJ on a computer, which doesn't make too much sense to me because it's basically a computer in itself. Everything is there for you. It does have a function here. If I can get in close there. I use it if I'm, just kind of trying to chill out. If you see it says C fade. Basically, what this thing will do is it'll actually fade into the next song for you. So if you have it, if you're at a club and you are just relaxing and you have like how I showed you, how I have folders set up, you can make your own playlist as well if you want to, but I just put all my music in a folder automatically, and you can let the machine automatically fade to the next song. But you have to make sure you hold this down, then you get your selections, single, and there's continue. So if I am able to fade this all the way to the end, you'll be able to hear it fade automatically. In the settings, you can also change how fast you want it to fade over as well. Okay. It should fade before the song's actually out. I don't want to go too far. Okay, let's try it now. Hello. Maybe not. I think I have it set to. You can actually adjust the fade timing. I have it defaulted. Usually, if I have like music doesn't have so much duration in the ends of the songs, it'll just fade to the next one. So that was actually a crappy example. But as far as the unit's quality, I'm satisfied with it. I was using Newmark before, and we all know Newmark is just horrible as far as their faders going out and everything else. Like, I was totally upset the way the Newmarks were working. I think I had the I don't even remember what I had. I didn't even want to know what I had. Saying. I mean, like I said, if you have music that doesn't have so much duration in the middle of them, and you just want to let it go by itself, to actually play everything for you, you can make your own playlist. Like I said, I don't really get into much in that, and I don't have time to do that. But when you, as far as what you're syncing, once you have your cable connected to the other unit, you don't have to use display mode. You can use it, and that's why I bought 2 of them, because you can use 2 into 1, and you get to keep one display open, because obviously there's a big difference reading this to this. What you're going to do is, once you have this hooked up to the primary is where you hit your desync. Once you hit your desync, you're going to get the confirmation it's going to turn blue, and then the other one's going to turn blue, and it'll register that syncing, and then you'll be ready to go. I've never had a problem with it. I think I had a problem with it maybe one time, but the cable actually had a problem as far as in the end. It wasn't clipping all the way into the adapter, so that was my fault. But other than that, the unit has not failed me at all. In the beginning, I was having issues with it actually booting up. It wasn't going all the way up. It could have been the hard drive, because like now I have 0 problems with this thing, or both of them actually, because like I said, I have 2 of these. So like I said, I'm not getting too detailed at getting into specs and getting you proper numbers for weight and everything else. I'm just giving you a straight lowdown on this unit. I use for primarily house music, but when I do those little weird weddings and events, I use it pretty for everything else. But in order for you, in my opinion, if you want to do this, have no problems, bring 2 flash drives. If you're going to use 2 of them, I usually have 3 flash drives. you know, just for a backup. And like I said, again, you can use this as 2 players, so you can just do a whole gig with this one player. It's just you're going to have a little bit of issues reading the screen, and if you can't, you can always queue up and go in display mode and see your whole display. But as far as that, I really wish they would have done a little bit more on the screen. It's a nice size screen, don't get me wrong, but and it's had a slant, a permanent slant. If it was a little bit higher, or you could move it, toggle it, would be nice. But this is an older unit. It's not like brand new, so there's no telling they might come out with another one that's gonna do everything that should have been done with the first one. And I know there's a 5000, but the 5000 just I haven't really investigated that too much, but I know it already has a permanent station for a CDR, and I don't know what's on the back. I think I could be wrong, but I'm sure it probably has a flash drive. I'm not too sure. And I've seen those run pretty cheap lately. Used if you go on eBay or Craigslist, somebody who's given up on the DJ world will probably be selling them. Other than that, there's really more functions, but I'm just showing you the basics of what I'm using it for. And there you are. If you're interested and you're looking for something reliable and you don't mind a little bit of weight behind it, the 5500 is probably what you're going to want to use. Like I said, you're going to sacrifice having a lighter unit. And personally, I feel that this benefits better than having a laptop DJ. I know it's fun to have the screen display, but I honestly think that this is a little bit more, it just seems more stable, easier to hook up, versus you hooking up a laptop. It's going to take you, I've seen people take 10-15 minutes. I get this thing going in about 3 minutes, and that's just from plugging it in and getting the wires routed and being ready to go.